Welcome to day 1267 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is owning a weak moment is not a sign of weakness. Owning a weak moment is not a sign of weakness. And what do I mean by this? Yeah, we do have good days and bad days. Yeah, we do have moments when we feel a little overwhelmed, maybe because of something that we're going through. It could be a challenge, it could be a loss, it could be a reminder, it could be an anniversary, it could be a birthday, it could be anything. And it could kind of off track you for a bit. And what I'm saying is, owning that weak moment is not a sign of weakness. When you own your feelings, you're being strong. When you own your feelings, you're being honest. When you own your feelings, you're being vulnerable. And that's okay. That's okay for you, but it's also important that the people around you do not take it as a sign of weakness and do not label you as a weak person. More on this on the other side of the show. You'll tag a friend who needs to receive this message. And if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel because here's where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. Welcome back to the conversation on day 1267 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is owning a weak moment is not a sign of weakness. And what do I mean by that? Hey Yash, thank you for joining. So, when you have a challenging situation, on those days that you're feeling a little weak need, a little overwhelmed and a little lost, that just means that's what's happening. It just means you are feeling that in that moment on that day. It does not mean that you are weak as a person. That doesn't have to be the label that you take upon yourself, or that doesn't have to be a label that people put on you. Because no, you are beyond that. You are entitled to feel sad on certain days. You are entitled to feel scared in certain situations. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. And if you are feeling that way, it's okay to express it. It's okay to confine in a friend. It's okay to share how you are feeling. And yes, October for me is a month that starts off on a rough patch. It starts off in a rough way. It's week 1, October 7th is was Baba's birthday. October 14th is the day he passed on. So for me, yes, these are two very rough days, but that does not mean that I am, off tracking, or my content isn't good, or I need support all the time, blah blah blah. No. It just means I'm human. It just means I love him. It just means I had a rough day. So, thank you for those of you who understand this. Thank you for those of you who stick by me. Thank you for those of you who have the sense and the wisdom and the heart intelligence, the emotional intelligence to understand that yes, people go through highs and lows. There are troughs and valleys, there are peaks and valleys. This happens. It's okay. So, yes, as part of being a balanced person, absolutely, the highs and lows, they make you who you are. They balance you out. You can't always be on a high, and you will not always be on a low. So, guys, if you're going through a tough time, it's okay. It's okay to reach out to a friend. It's okay to connect with a coach and speak your way through it. Because again, holding it within yourself, wanting to always be strong, these can lead to a lot of mental pressure. These can lead to a lot of imbalance, and it can make you feel actually unhealthy from within. So, my humble request here is, please, if you're going through a tough time, start journaling, If you have nobody to speak to, at least journal, write down, take notes, acknowledge what you are feeling. Stop pushing it away, because it's natural and normal, and absolutely it's okay not to be okay. Yeah, it's fine. And for those of you who are surrounded by people who you are afraid might label you as somebody weak, then listen, just hold your boundaries. Hey, hi Yasin, thank you for joining. So just understand, set your boundaries. Understand when you need time for yourself. Understand when you need to put up those boundaries and say no to nonsense, you know, and understand the genuine concern from the fake "I care for you" kind of a people that you could possibly be around. So pick your battles wisely. You don't have to go defending yourself each time to everybody. If you're feeling something, the first person who needs to acknowledge it and respect it is your own self. If you can respect your feelings, if you can respect how you are feeling in the day, then I think there's nothing like it. And be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, who can you then be honest be who can you then be honest with? Sorry, fumbled with my words. But isn't that how it is? We fumble to be honest with ourselves, and that can be painful, because deep down inside, that there's that inner child in you that says, hey, please acknowledge that I'm hurting. And if you aren't acknowledging that you're hurting just out of fear that you'll be labeled as weak, then you're not even validating your own feelings, and then you begin to get confused with what you're feeling and what you're not. Um, Owning a weak moment is not a sign of weakness. Very true. Thank you so much, Yasin. Yes, it is. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. If you can own a weak moment and say yes. And a weak moment doesn't have to be only a moment of grief. It could be a moment of loss. It could be a moment where you've made a mistake. You need to own it. You need to own it, at least for yourself. You need to own it to whoever you may have done the mistake with. Show up for yourself and say, hey, listen, I messed up, I'm sorry. It's as simple as that, saying I'm sorry. And again, if you are pushing away those moments and your feelings, the first person you need to say sorry to is yourself. Because, hey, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge that you were feeling bad today. Hey, I'm sorry that I didn't give you the space to breathe. So, if this conversation has been of value to you, please write in comments saying, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry to that, I felt being strong was the only way to be. I am sorry that I didn't acknowledge my feelings. I am sorry that I let you down. I'm talking about myself, not you. I'm talking about myself. I'm speaking to myself, and I'm acknowledging that yes, I do have good days and bad days. And owning a weak moment is not a sign of weakness. Tag a friend who needs to receive this message. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so, so much. I am sorry in comments if this has been of value to you. And again, you are not saying sorry to somebody else, you are saying sorry and acknowledging your own self. Thank you, Yash. I am sorry in comments if this has been of value to you. Thanks again.